early start today. Our Thursday start a bit early here. Frangie, Carline, La Selva with you. We had a really fun conversation during the break. Were you there?
I kind of came in halfway through it, and I didn't want to be out of my element, so I just let you guys kind of have your fun.
Well, you and Trent were talking about...
something unrelated to what you were talking about.
Well, I was kind of connecting it all the dots.
Okay.
So anyway,
all right.
I won't go into it. No, here we're
Trent has an assignment.
Yeah.
A wildlife photographer.
Yeah.
And we'll see if the subject ever enters his frame.
Yes. Well, that's right. And so it'll
we're looking for the albino tiger.
Yes, we are indeed. So exactly right. A lot of things to talk about today. What if I told you today your day's already good? I can tell you've had a good day.
Of course.
What if I told you today old friend Rick Catlet was stopping by?
Wow.
I mean, your day's already good. Okay?
How about that?
I mean, what if I added to your good day by saying our old friend Greg McGarrity's on assignment?
Okay.
So our old friend Rick Catlet stops by. I mean,
very cool.
There's not much better than talking college football with Rick Catlet.
Fantastic.
So I haven't seen Rick's one of all-time good dudes, and he's going to be by in a little bit. The Gator Bowl College Football Report will be with Rick Catlet instead of Greg McGarrity today, so we're certainly looking forward to that. We're going to hear from Eric Murray as well, the Jaguar safety, so that comes up today on the program as well. So a lot of fun stuff to do on the show. I'm excited about a football weekend. You excited about football weekend?
This might be, week one was great, but you didn't have the NFL.
Right.
Week one in college football was great with all the fantastic matchups, but there was no NFL. Again, we went through the list yesterday. It is a fantastic football weekend.
Right.
It starts tonight. Tonight is about as good a matchup of young quarterbacks as you could ask for, with Washington going to Lambeau Field to face the Packers. But then you get, obviously, Trevor versus Burrow Sunday at 1. You get a Super Bowl rematch Sunday at 4. You get Penix versus McCarthy Sunday Night Football. You get a doubleheader on Monday night, Tampa at Houston, and then Chargers at Raiders. And obviously in the college realm, Georgia-Tennessee at 3:30 is going to be, I think, one of the best games of the entire SEC season.
I do too.
And, Florida-LSU is compelling because you just don't know what to expect because now the range on the Florida outcome is about as varied as it could be. It could be a dumpster fire where they've given up.
You mean the season? Correct.
Yeah.
Where the season's headed.
Correct. Like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what club shows up Saturday night in Death Valley. I think it'll be a losing club. I don't think they're beating LSU, but can they make the game entertaining, or will it be over as we head to the fourth quarter?
Yeah, and the significance and the interest, I should say, in that game for me is if the Gators lose, then I think they're going to. Okay, if LSU beats them, where's Gator fan then? Gator fan already has gone from, and I'm putting myself in there too. I'm not pointing the fingers. We have already gone from finally a season of real hope, finally a season where it's legit. People don't laugh.
They might be a playoff contender.
People don't laugh when you say we might make the playoffs this year. It's
right.
finally a season of real hope. Real hope. It took a long time. We stayed the course. Finished strong last year. Got a star quarterback. The coach might have gotten off the hot seat. People think we might be the sneaky good pick. It felt good all off season. You win easy against the bad team to start the season. You shut them out. Here comes the stat. We went from, in the blink of 3:59 on Saturday afternoon, finally, after all this time waiting, there's a season of hope, to 3 hours later, hot seat, who's the new coach? Let's do the coaching list. I can't believe we're going to be lousy again. That happened in 3 hours.
What happened was the epitome of what you've talked about for years, which is there are games you cannot lose.
Correct.
And that was Exhibit A, what we saw in the Swamp Saturday night, of a game that you just can't lose.
Right.
There's no coming back from it.
And so because they lost the game you can't lose, that's where they are again. So now what? If I say typically when you lose on the road to the third-ranked team in America at night in a stadium that's roundly considered the toughest or one of the 2 or 3 toughest in the country to play in, at night when they're playing Colin Baton Rouge and there are 100,000 of them there and they're crazy and they're good at home and they have a good team and one of the best quarterbacks in the country, no matter what happens, that loss would be forgiven. Okay? If you're that loss would always be. Georgia could go lose there And they don't forgive many losses when you're good as Georgia is, but that loss would be forgiven.
Correct.
Okay?
It's not an indictment on your program.
But now if they lose, your Gator fan is furious all over again. Whereas if you'd have beaten South Florida, particularly if you beat them comfortably,
right,
you go lose this game, that's forgiven. It happened. Now, if it looks awful, that's different. So now I'm back to my question. So where's Gator fan? Your final from Baton Rouge, LSU 31, Florida 17, back to Sports Center. When you pick up your phone and go to X, where's Gator fan now?
I mean, I think they're right where they are right now, which is
not much change. Just more
right.
angry. You're angrier.
Sure. I mean, but I mean, again, can you really have any expectations going into this game? Like, it's going to take a lot for me to be angry Saturday night because I'm fully expecting them to lose by 14.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, I think it's just going to be a perpetuation of what this week has been, which is every Florida fan is like moved on to, okay, who do I want the next coach to be?
Right.
I mean, I can tell you, I am going to go back to start watching Ole Miss every Saturday.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think it's Kiffin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want to see, what does that look like? How does he manage a game? How does every snap look when Ole Miss plays?
That is a great point that you just made, because there's going to be a lot of names. I made the comment 2 days ago, and I'll stand by it, that if Billy Napier gets fired, John Gruden will be in the conversation. But if you ask me to bet my money on who the next coach will be, I would bet that it's Lane Kiffin. It's finally time. They've worked through it enough time now. There's been enough misses when he was the obvious pick that now it's probably. So my guess would be, if you're asking me to guess, I would guess Lane Kiffin's going to be the next Florida football coach. It just seems now it's going to time out, right? So
need him to miss the playoff.
Yeah. But
yes.
However it plays out, I would guess that he's.
You need him to come in at like 9-3 and finish 14th.
But even if he was 11-1, my guess is, you asked me to guess, I'm going to guess he's going to be the next Florida coach. So if he is, this Florida fan all start doing what they did when Urban Meyer was the coach and watch every play that Utah had. Every play, every snap, every player, right? Are we getting to that point? What a turnaround from where we were not even a week ago.
Right.
I mean, Saturday at 3:00, I was thinking about playoffs with Billy, with Lagway.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we'll certainly talk about it. So that's one of our topics today. We'll hear from Eric Murray. I think Eric Murray is going to be a very important part of this team. He's not a guy that gets talked about as much. He's one of the early free agent signees. He's never been regarded as a great safety, but he's been through all this time in Houston, a very good, solid safety. He played really well the other day.
He really did. 7 tackles, got credited with a quarterback hit, and the deflected 2 passes, one of which, of course, led to a Foye Aluakon interception. Great game for Eric Murray right out of the gate. And I was really impressed talking. It was the first time I missed him during OTAs and during training camp, and so it was the first time I've had a chance to talk with Eric, and was really impressed. So, yeah, you can see why the coaching staff really trusts him.
And I will say this, so we're going to talk about that. One other Jaguars topic today that I think is one of significance. What an opportunity for Trevor Lawrence this week. Because I know quarterbacks don't play against each other. I know how it works. When one quarterback's in the game, the other's on the sideline. Your quarterbacks play against defenses, not each other. But in the court of public opinion, they play against each other. And what an opportunity for Trevor Lawrence to go against the guy that is roundly considered one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in all of football. Some people think the best. Now, in recent years, I think if you did a poll in the last 2 or 3 years, you would have Mahomes and maybe Josh Allen ahead of him, and then maybe Lamar, maybe not. He'd probably be top 4, not top 1 or 2. But there's still some people that believe Joe Burrow's the best guy playing.
Everybody believes he's elite, whether they've got him at 1 or 4.
That's correct.
No one's like, I think he's pretty good.
That's correct. So everyone's got him elite. You said it way more succinctly than I did. What if you go to Cincinnati in a matchup of 2 1-0 teams against this guy that has this great receiving core? These 2 great receivers, one great receiver and one pretty doggone close to great receiver, and roundly regarded as an elite quarterback in the top 3 or 4 in the league, and you beat him. Trevor Lawrence is in year 5. There's been questions, fair or not, there have been questions about Trevor. I'm not even sure that it's fair, but there have been. Is he not elite? Is he not worth the money? Why hasn't he taken the next step? How good is he? The one guy, Simmons, comes on on his podcast and says he doesn't know how to play football. Some other guy. There's been the criticism. Well, what an opportunity. Go to Cincinnati and beat Joe Burrow head-to-head. Can you imagine? I'm going to get to that later on. But that's a story. It's a major storyline in the game.
Without a doubt. It's a big opportunity for all of them. I mean, if it let Liam Cohen win this game and the buzz that will be circulating around the league about did the Jaguars just hire the next superstar head coach, it'll be early. It'd be 2 games in. But if he's 2-0 with what he did in Tampa last year as an OC, there will be significant buzz there. Now, beating Zach Taylor isn't like Trevor out-dueling Burrow. I mean, I understand that. But your point certainly resonates with Trevor, but it extends, to me, almost to the entire Jaguars organization. Like, if you go beat Cincinnati in week 2 in their home opener, that sends I think, a massive signal to the rest of the league that you may be on the precipice of being a contender.
We'll talk a lot of Jaguar football coming up on the program today. We're glad you're with us on a Stanley Pools Thursday. My friend Greg Stanley and all the good folks at Stanley Pools. Nobody does a better job than them. But after the break, let's start it with the Gator Bowl College Football Report. Greg McGarity not available, so our old friend Rick Catlet stops by. I can't wait to catch up with Rick. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Real fans know there's more to a championship team than offense and defense.
Plus, the kicker, honestly, is like one of the most important guys on the team.
Each week, Superior Plumbing spotlights the special teams player of the game on 1010XL.
There's a new game changer in downtown Jacksonville, and it's not the two-way star you might be thinking of. It's Pour Tap Room Jacksonville at Laura and Forsyth. 2 floors, 80 self-pour taps of craft beer, wine and cocktails, and a full liquor bar. Pour Tap Room has all your game day favorites. Wings, burgers, and more. You can even grab a slice or a pie next door at Pizza Dynamo, and they'll bring it right to your table. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville, a beer festival every day.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K. October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Soft takes are boring. That's why I dropped the hammer on the Frangie Show. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes, weekday afternoons on 1010XL.
Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006. Nothing like a hot shower. Wait, why is the water up to my ankles?
It's the dreaded clogged shower drain. Hair, soap scum, and last week's mystery goo.
It's touching my toes!
Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. We'll tackle plumbing, septic, and even the nastiest shower clogs. Call 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the duck.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, the wings are fresh, the drinks are cold, and the game is always on. With 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, and handcrafted cocktails, there's no better place to kick back and catch every play. Escape the ordinary. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
The College Football Report is presented each week by the Gator Bowl with Executive Director Greg McGarity. Here's Greg with the Frangie Show crew.
All right, glad you're back with us. It's not Greg McGarity. It's our old friend Rick Catlet who had that chair. I think Rick was in that chair 146 years and joins us. How are you, man? It's great to see you.
I'm great. Good to see you.
You look
How are
great.
you guys? Thank you. Thank you. Playing a little golf, gotten old.
Yeah.
Not bad for a guy that was supposed to be dead 4 years ago, right?
Well, you look great. And so, and your health concerns are no more. That's the beauty of it, right?
It just, the cancer just hadn't grown, Frank. It's still there, but it hadn't grown at all.
That's awesome.
So isn't it great? God's blessed me.
God is good. God is good. And by the way, Hayes, Rick walked in here and told me he's now an 8 handicap. That might be the biggest sandbag, and I haven't seen it. But let me just say this: he's on my team. Okay, if we ever play him, if Rick Catlet's getting 8 shots, Rick's on my team.
You know, when they start sending the jets to pick you up from member guests, you know you're doing good.
That's exactly right. Hey, 8. You know, Rick getting 8, they're sending a jet to pick him up. No fun. But it's great to see you. So tell us, so you're playing golf, you're hanging out.
Yeah.
We're going to talk college football in a minute, but I want to talk about you for a second here.
Okay.
How many years were you the executive director of the Gator Bowl?
30.
30 years.
Can you believe it?
Okay.
30 years.
And for people that don't know, before Rick did that, he worked in Mayor Tommy Hazuri's office.
Right.
Worked with NFL Jacks, helping bring a team here.
Correct.
Touchdown. What is Touchdown Jacks?
Touchdown Jacks.
Touchdown Jacks. So
predecessor of the ownership group of the Jaguars.
And Rick is a diehard Gator fan who. Did you go to Georgia?
Went to Florida State and was born in Athens.
All right, born in Athens.
Wow.
Went to FSU and is a diehard
right,
Gator
I forgot
fan.
about
So for people, so if you're mixed up right now when you're listening, you should be. But you look great. You're doing great.
Thank you. Y'all do too.
Yeah,
He's lost a little bit of weight over here. Skinny man.
Hayes looks great. So, but it's great to see you. So, all right. So, do you stay around your Gator Bowl buddies at all? Some I know you and Greg are great friends.
I do. I still have my consulting company, so I've got a few clients out there that are in college football. So that helps.
That's awesome. All right. Well, let's get right to it. You're a Gator fan. How shocked were you that we just talked about this? We were so excited about the season because Hayes and I are both Gators, obviously. So excited about where it looked like the season was going. And then all of a sudden, in 3 hours, all those hopes are dashed. How surprised were you?
I was shocked. And I was shocked up until until they took the ball over after the screwing up of the game clock on their possession. Then they turned the ball over, give it back to South Florida. I was absolutely shocked that they went down the field. And that's when I first knew that they're not going to win. I can't believe they're not going to win because they're better. You could tell physically, athletically, they were better than South Florida. South Florida's got a pretty good football team, though. But I was so disappointed. And now you just go, well, the whole season's done.
Right.
And if I hadn't been born in Athens and I didn't go to Florida State, I probably would have no reason to watch college football this year other than just being a big college football fan.
So what now for Florida, in your opinion? It's got to be it, doesn't it?
Hayes and I were talking. I think the question is, who's the interim coach?
Right.
Because I really do not believe that Scott Strickland can keep him now. As much as Scott likes him and wants to keep him, as much as you can say he finally's got the players that he said he needed to be good with, and he's brought in some really good players, I think. Offensive line is solid. You got to let him go because Even Tim Tebow could win in Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. So how the hell do we think we can do that this week?
Yeah, barring some sort of a ridiculous run of upsets, which nobody anticipates. I agree with you.
Without a doubt. And in terms of looking at the biggest game, maybe Saturday in the SEC, Georgia going to Tennessee, what a matchup that's going to be. How do you see that one? Who do you give an edge to there?
Well, it's funny because normally we're talking about Florida, Tennessee this weekend, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So now it's good to see Georgia doing it. I think Georgia's very good. I just don't know if the quarterback's good enough. And it's going to be a great game. Tennessee can score, right? They're going to score a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, can Georgia stay hang with them and everything? And, when you're playing at home, sometimes it means a little bit more.
What do you think about Georgia's program? How they got this? How did they get this good? I mean, you've
hired
watched
the right coach.
Yeah, well, that's
and let's
right.
give Greg McCarty that.
Yeah, he hired him.
He hired him, and he also got in trouble. If you remember, and you probably do, walking out of Florida, Georgia, when they started the freshman quarterback against Florida, and Florida beat them.
Yeah.
Greg was in the hallway at Georgia's locker room and said, "I'm going to fire him." Told the president he was going to fire him.
Really?
And I guess maybe I shouldn't have told that story.
Oh, it's a great story.
But the president got a little upset with him and everything.
Yeah.
But had he not fired him then, Kirby wouldn't be at Georgia because Kirby was already getting ready to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And everybody knew he was getting ready to go somewhere, and Greg went after him and got him. And that's why Georgia's where they are.
Was it DeJuan Mathis or was it the guy?
It wasn't Fatin Bada. He wasn't a freshman.
It was one of those guys. It might have been DeJuan Mathis.
Okay.
It might have been the one that wound up at Temple, and it might have been.
And Mark just put him in, because they weren't doing very good, hadn't had some great games. So Mark put him in, and Florida ended up winning big. And you got to get tired of Florida beating you. So
okay.
And then they got Kirby. Now we need to do the same thing. So if you wait until November, who are you going to miss out on?
Well, that's a great point. How surprised are you at Florida State's success after their one bad year?
Well, it was a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they still had plenty of talent, but they just fell apart after the first 4 or 5 games, and you kind of felt bad for them. But, this portal thing is going to – Nick Saban said it great a year and a half ago. What are you going to do when you go get a quarterback and you pay him a bunch of money and he's not any good?
Right.
And so
Florida
State went out last year and they found a guy that had been to 2 other schools, brought him in, he couldn't play.
Yeah.
And so now they brought in a quarterback that can play.
Yeah.
And I think it's college football. Quarterbacks make the difference, right? They really do make the difference. And Florida State had the talent. They just had to get it together, and they got a damn good coach. And, come the end of December when you start selecting teams for postseason, I think Florida State could get there.
Yeah, you made a great point. I didn't think about that, but you're right. DJ Uiagalelei had been at both Clemson and Oregon State as his third school. What happens when you put a bunch of money together and go get a quarterback and he's not very good? That's a great, that's a great point in this portal era.
Without a doubt. You've been such a great champion of this city. What's it mean to you to have the stadium of the future just a couple years away from being, operational? And what, in your opinion, will that do for Jacksonville?
Probably sets us apart. Again, it makes sure the NFL team stays there, and obviously we all want the Jaguars to be here, and I don't think they've ever intended to go anywhere. I think it was always a ploy, and when they talked about that, it reinforces that we keep Georgia, Florida, which is very, very important to the community. The new playoff structure could change the Gator Bowl significantly, and there needs to be a lot of discussion about what that's going to look like. What's the SEC going to do with the rest of their teams once they put 5 teams in the playoffs or 4 teams in the playoff, which they'll be guaranteed 4 now that they've decided to go to 9 regular season games against conference opponents. So you're going to have all of those things that'll help you do those types of games. I'm hoping that when things kind of spread out, the Jaguars, because I don't think the Gator Bowl will do it, but the Jaguars go after some neutral site football games again. I think they're out there to be had. I watched the FSU-Alabama game thinking about that Saturday night. We had them here in the stadium and how great that was. So I'm excited about the new stadium. Just hope I get to see it. The way they're building it, it's not like we're going to build it and in a year and a half we're going to play in it. They're going to build it in phases, which is interesting the way they do that. But Mark Lamping's a good friend, and Mark tells me it's going to be phenomenal. So, and you've seen the hotel and the Jaguar offices coming up. The sports complex is coming alive. Maybe that's where we should have been putting all our money for downtown development anyway.
Yeah, and I think it is. I think 2028 is when they're going to launch the stadium. I think it is going to be fantastic. So we don't get to have you here very often. So I want to do this for people that don't know. like you, I grew up. All three of us grew up in Jacksonville, but Rick and I grew up a little bit before you did. Hey, so the Jacksonville we always loved our city. We always there was a charm to it. There's great golf and great beaches, and yet Jacksonville was the ultimate underdog. We didn't have Mickey Mouse ears like Orlando. We didn't have South Beach or whatever Miami Beach at the time had. We don't have all the pro teams in the Tampa and the Bay Area, which exploded. But we've always loved our city. But our city was never going to be a sports mecca until your group, a group you were involved in, got this thing started. It started with, I don't know what it started with, but it came in the prominence with the USFL and World Football League in the 70s, the World Football League in the 70s. Bob Irsay coming here in 79 and 80, dropping in a helicoptering in the Gator Bowl with 50,000 people there. I was one of them. Then obviously your involvement under Mayor Hazuri, God rest his soul at the time, the pursuit of the Falcons, the pursuit of the Oilers. Take us through that journey. What was it like when you saw Jacksonville starting to become a city that was really going to be considered a big league city?
Okay. Well, interestingly enough, it started under Jake Godbold.
Yep.
I worked with Jake.
Right. That's right.
And he came in one Monday morning, and people, this is a true story. He came in one Monday morning to staff meeting, and he walked through the staff meeting and says, "Anybody know who Bob Irsay is?"
This was late 70s.
Early 80s.
Yeah, okay.
Or maybe 79.
Somewhere in there, yeah, right.
And we're sitting around the table, and I said, "Well, he owns the Baltimore Colts." And he said, "He's on the phone. Come into my office." And after we got through talking to him, because he was going to move the team.
Right.
And we didn't know at the time, but he was already deciding to move to Indianapolis, and the buses were already warming up all of that kind of stuff. And we got through with that effort and bringing him down here and flying him in. And Jake just said one day, he said, "We just need to go after this. We've got a great stadium. Little did we know at that time it was terrible.
But we thought it was great.
But we thought it was great. And so we need to go after that. Rick, why don't you head up the task force? We'll put a bunch of people and business people together, and we'll go after the team." And we started then. And then, of course, Tommy Azuri came into office and somehow decided to keep me on staff. And the very first thing that happened then was the Titans, which were in Houston, decided that they wanted to talk about coming here, and we thought we had them.
That was 87. I covered at the Times Union. I covered the story.
We thought we had them.
I was assigned to the story.
They're looking at the whole quarter of JTB, and they were real estate developers. And the son-in-law, Tommy, was going, "This is unbelievable how much land y'all have to develop." And we thought we really were going to get them.
This was Bud Adams was the owner.
Yeah, exactly. And ended up not getting that team. But what happened with all the flirtations of the Saints, and people don't know, we actually did acquire the Saints. The Saints were moving here.
Wow.
And NFL came in and put together the worst ownership group they've ever put together before. It was like 22 people in the ownership group, led by the car dealer, Benson.
Tom Benson.
And so they had to do that to keep them there. And so a couple of businessmen in Jacksonville that signed the paperwork to buy the team made a lot of money in that lawsuit.
Really?
A lot of money.
I did not know that story.
But now when you look back, or even shortly thereafter, I looked back and said, thank God we didn't get them, because we weren't ready to go build a new stadium. We still had some more work to do. But what happened was, by flirting with all those people, and you know that Mr. Smith from the Falcons, he never really was going to come here.
Right.
He was such a help. Hugh Culverhouse and him, and believe it or not, the guy that owned the Kansas City Chiefs, Lamar Hunt.
Right.
They were the three biggest supporters for Jacksonville. But Mr. Smith said, can I just say that I'm looking at Jacksonville where I can get a new stadium built in Atlanta? And he was on the committee. And how that paid dividends is we were going to get cut. We were going to get eliminated from the 7 finalists of the thing, because somehow the staff at the NFL had put our growth projections out of whack. And we went, and he called us and said, here, come up here, bring Petway. Y'all look at the book, and I'm going to show you what it says about Jacksonville. And it's not what you've been telling me, Rick. And so now we go to the NFL, and they fired their consultant, and we made the cut, which kept us in the race. So that's how those things paid off.
Wow. And again, I want to Rick threw a lot there together. Let me take you through the years.
That'd be a great book.
So in the early 70s, the World Football League, we had this guy named Bud Asher was the coach. We had the Jacksonville Sharks, and we packed the place. So that's what gave Jake Godbold the idea, right?
That's exactly right.
We packed the place. So in the late 70s, I didn't realize you worked in Jake's office. So Jake Godbold said, what if we get this guy Bob Irsay to come to Jacksonville and just see us? And so So Rick and those guys flew him in. The owner of the team
helicopter
in a helicopter, and then they put him in a helicopter, and the helicopter landed in what is now the same place the stadium is now. It was the Gator Bowl. Landed at midfield, and there were 50,000 people there, and we were 50. And you free admission. You got a Coke and a hot dog.
Right.
You got a Coke and a hot dog if you showed up. I showed up, and so the place, it was on Monday Night Football. People could, and that I think that night was, without that night, we don't have the Jaguars.
That's right.
Without that, that's the night Jacksonville got on the map. Is the night we all showed up at the Gator Bowl, 50,000 strong. I think it was 50. It might have been more than 50.
It was right at 50.
50,000 strong showed up in the Gator Bowl. That's the night. Okay, and I'm still in college at the time, so I'm home for summer break or fall. So we do this. So that happens. So then later on, and Rick tells it way better than I do. Fast forward 6 or 7 years. The Oilers were leaving Houston. They were going somewhere. I can tell you the Times Union, Don Yeager, the great Arthur Don Yeager,
Sure.
he worked the city side. I worked the sports side, and we were the two-man task team that wrote the story. They sent me to Houston. I met Warren Moon. I met all of them. And I remember I was because they were on strike too. Remember, there was also a strike here. But I remember, so I'm there. Yeager's writing the story here, and we thought we had the Oilers. I thought we had the Oilers.
Oh, it was done.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely.
The Oilers were coming. It was going to be the Jacksonville Oilers. I still remember Warren Moon at a park because the regular players were practicing away from the stadium. I went and covered them. I remember Warren Moon saying, "Sit down. Tell me about Jacksonville." I remember sitting on a park bench in Houston, Texas, and Warren Moon asking me everything about Jacksonville. What's the beach like?
They told the players they were coming.
Yeah, I mean
That's incredible.
I'm talking to Warren Moon about Jacksonville because if he's moving his family here, he wants to know what he's getting.
Sure.
And so this was a conversation in '87, and then that didn't happen. And then I'd forgotten the Saints story. That one escaped me, but we were very close to getting the Saints. And then Rick became very close friends with the Smith family. I think without your friendship with the Smith family, this thing doesn't keep moving. I'm not sure it moves along. I thought that was a big part of it, didn't you?
A lot of it was, and we wouldn't have gotten into the finals without Mr. Smith calling and telling us that. But there was, Hugh Culverhouse was very instrumental. Lamar Hunt, for some reason, took a liking to all of us, and the connections we made early on with me going to all the NFL owners meetings, putting a hospitality room in there. Susie Wiles' father.
Yeah. Pat
Summerall going to all of our hospitality rooms, the PGA Tour giving us the tour swing analyzers.
Yeah.
What was Jimbo Stockton's wife's name? She was the Kim Alexis doing a fashion show for Venus Swimwear.
Sports Illustrated cover model.
Yeah. And all of those kinds of things. Right. People thought we were crazy.
Yeah, and that,
but everybody made friends, and everybody ended up playing golf together, and everybody ended up going out and dinner and drinks.
And that's where it all started. And then obviously the one missing piece, and Rick and Tom Petway and David Selden had to find the owner that was deep enough and would impress the other owners enough. And Ron Weaver lived here, right? Ron Weaver lived here, and I'm going to get the story wrong, but essentially Ron said, "Well, there's my brother."
Yeah.
Right?
He was part of the Deerwood Mafia, so Petway and all of them played golf at Deerwood.
So Ron said, "Well, we can call my brother." And that's right.
And his daughter's getting married, so Petway and Weaver, Ron, fly up there at his daughter's wedding to talk to him about the business deal.
And the next thing you know, Wayne Weaver comes.
Wayne said,
and we have a team.
That's amazing.
Isn't this guy.
And the lives that are changed from that.
The whole city
and the
changed.
Self-esteem of the
city
changed.
Yeah. Tommy cleaned up the odor, cleaned up the environment, cleaned up the water sewer problems, all of those kinds of things. We took the tolls off the roads to put us in a position that if something did happen big time, that we were going to move forward. And it was Wayne Weaver at his daughter's wedding that decided, okay, I got that.
And all of a sudden.
That's incredible.
And that was the last thing we needed. We had everything.
Yeah.
Everything. In fact, Don Weiss, who was the executive director of the NFL for all those years, ended up retiring and moving to Ponte Vedra and living at Plantation.
Yeah.
Because he kept telling me all those years, Val Pinchback said TV doesn't matter, and he was the TV guy at the league. And he just kept saying, you guys just keep surviving. Somebody will screw up, and you guys can get it. And St. Louis screwed up. Because, the reason it was delayed 30 days, it was to try to let Orthwine get control of the stadium.
Right.
Because another guy had control of the stadium and couldn't do it. And that's why they got it, because we kept surviving.
Pretty amazing stuff. So, Rick Catlet, great having you in here. Before we let you get out of here, all right, a couple more college football thoughts. Who's the best team? Who's right now? Who's the best? Is it Texas? Is it Ohio State?
It's got to be Ohio State,
at least for today, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, They've already proved it last year and this year. So
Alabama with Kalen DeBoer, is he going to make it?
No, I saw Alabama defensive players play like they never have before, turning their backs to try to tackle people with their back.
Doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't happen. They were not the aggressor in that game. It's a shame.
Who's the next Florida coach?
I don't know. You know, all my buddies are saying, and I know Steve's not doing well, but all my buddies say, let's fire him now and bring Spurrier back as the interim coach. So I have no idea. Scott, I hope Scott survives all this.
I think Scott's good. He just got an extension.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter down in Gainesville.
Yeah,
you know, they got plenty of money.
For
all those people that say the payout's too big, no, it ain't too big.
It is great seeing you.
Great
Look
seeing
great.
you
Thanks
guys.
for stopping by,
God
Rick.
bless
We
you.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
Rick Catlet, who I call the Gatorville Executive Director Emeritus, is here with us in place of Greg McGarity for 1 week. Rick, we appreciate it. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Football season is back, baby. Hicken here, and I know I'm excited to get back to watching some ball over the weekend. But with the fun comes responsibility. Taking care of your skin while outside, extremely important. We know it feels like 100 out there, and that sun is blazing. Make sure you bring the screen while loading up all that tailgate. It's simple. Protect your skin. It's the Sunshine State. To help you protect your skin, Beaches Dermatology is here. I've been going to them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Book your appointment today at beachesdermatology.com.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
For the first time ever, Beard's Diamonds brings you names like Rolex, Cartier, Van Cleef, and Tiffany. Mark your calendar, September 18th through 21st, a 4-day premium estate jewelry event. This is a spectacular buying opportunity. Your chance to own the world's premium brands. Ready to own the Rolex of your dreams? Beard's buyers have scoured the country, handpicking high-quality pre-owned Rolex watches. All the hard-to-find models, Submariners, Datejust, Skydwellers, Yachtmasters. Over 100 pristine Rolex timepieces to choose from at exceptional value prices. Plus, showcases filled with Tiffany rings, Cartier necklaces, Van Cleef pendants, exquisite rare gemstone pieces, the finest estate jewelry in the world at prices you never thought possible. And for this special event, Beards is selling loose diamonds at unheard of prices from 1 carat to 10 carats. Dazzling rare diamonds marked down to rock bottom. Don't miss this unprecedented event. The finest names, the highest quality, the guaranteed best values. It's Thursday through Sunday, September 18th through 21st. Come early for the best selection. Beards Diamonds at St. John's Town Center.
Get down to the bank Sunday, September 21st, as your Jaguars face off with division rivals, the Houston Texans. Celebrate Hispanic heritage and witness history as the Jaguars take the field for the first time this season in the legendary Prowler throwback jerseys. Lock in your seats now for a 1 p.m. kick by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at Everbank Stadium.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
Helmets and Heels is returning to Vegas. If you're heading out for the big game, join us at Circa Resort and Casino this October for a Halloween weekend football getaway, featuring Circa room discounts and a huddle up for everyone in the teal and black. Meet Helmets and Heels Friday night, October 31st, then hit the Circa Stadium Swim with temperature-controlled pools and a massive betting screen. For Circa room discounts and more information, visit the 1010XL webpage or circalasvegas.com/huddleup-up.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
Hi, we thank our friends from Stanley Pools. They do such a fantastic job, no matter if it's pools, pavers, pergolas in your backyard. They service our pool, too, and nobody does it better. We sure appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools, Greg Stanley and his entire team. Frangie, Carline, and JJ LaSelva, I want to hear from in just a moment or two. We're going to hear from Eric Murray, but before we do, the coolest part of Rick Catlet telling those great stories about how the Jaguars ultimately got here was me watching you listen, because you didn't know some of those stories.
So
did you?
awesome.
Yeah, you didn't know a lot of those stories.
No, not at all. I mean, it was remarkable.
Again, in fairness to Hayes, Hayes was born in 76 or
yeah, born in 76.
Yeah,
yep.
so you'd have been a little kid when all this was happening.
Yeah, but I mean, I had no idea. I always knew about Irsay.
Yeah,
and I knew about the Colts and the flirtation there
and the helicopter, right?
Correct, but I never knew about they thinking they had the Oilers. Which makes sense because we've always talked about how the city is a blank canvas. Like whenever somebody does harness it, and Shad Khan is, but there's a and I can only imagine in the 70s. I mean, again, Rick's talking about the stretch of JTB.
Right.
Well, now a lot of that's been developed, obviously, but back then I can see why an NFL owner in a different market would have looked at Jacksonville and said, my goodness, this isn't just an unbelievable opportunity to be Packers South in Jacksonville, but also, from a real estate development standpoint, and that still exists downtown to this day in 2025.
Yeah.
And, and again, now with Shad's leadership, you're seeing it come to fruition. And like we've talked about, the good thing about waiting so long is now we'll have state-of-the-art stuff. But it's just remarkable. I had no idea about the Oilers, no idea about the Saints. That's just incredible history.
Yeah, the Oilers, I worked that story. The Saints I had forgotten about, and then the Falcons stuff. Brian Sexton, who knows Jaguar history better than anybody. Brian Sexton has a great line that he's told me 2 or 3 times, and he's 100% right. Wayne Weaver did 2 amazingly great things for Jacksonville. He came here and bought the team, or he came here and served as the original owner, put up the money, and then he found Shad Khan. The 2 great things Wayne Weaver did is he came and became our hero. He saved this city from ever not having something like that, and then he went and found Shad Khan. So those are 2, and Shad is a great, great owner. And so anyway, so if you add all that up,
and it's amazing. It was like, well, we need a money guy. We need an owner who's going to be the face of our bid.
And Ron Weaver said,
and it's like, oh, my brother could do it. Yeah, let's go to his daughter's wedding. That's like, it's incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And so Wayne Weaver comes and does it, moves here. He had the amazing shoe company and came here and did it. So and again, if Robert Irsay. If Jay Godbold and Rick and those guys don't get Robert Irsay to fly to Jacksonville, to get in a helicopter, and to land at midfield in the Gator Bowl, I keep saying 1979. It might have been 80, but it was right in there somewhere, 79 or 80. Well, I get them mixed up. But I graduated college in December of 80, and I had not yet graduated. I can tell you that, okay? So the helicopter lands. If that helicopter doesn't land in the Gator Bowl, and Robert Irsay gets out of there, and there's 50,000 screaming fans who were there just to see him land.
Right.
It was only 20 minutes, and then he's gone. And then he went home.
They're part of a recruiting pitch.
I mean 50,000 people. I explained 50,000 people showed up, Hayes, to watch a helicopter land. The mayor and the owner of the Colts get out and wave to everybody. People cheer for 10 minutes, get back in and leave, and then we went home.
Happy.
That was right. That was the night, and you had a hot dog and a Coke. And I mean, if you really think about that, it's one of the most amazing things ever that have ever happened. So I'm kind of proud I was at that thing.
Absolutely.
And again, I was in college. 7 years later, I'm working for the Times Union, covering the story, being flown to Houston by the TU to cover the story about how the Oilers might come. I mean, think about it. I'm a college student pursuing sports writing, and I'm as a fan, I'm at this stadium 7 years later, I'm flown to Houston by the Times-Union to cover the Houston Oilers because it looks like they're coming here. And I'm sitting on a park bench with Warren Moon, who now thinks he's moving to Jacksonville, asking me, some dumbass sports writer, to tell him all about he asked about the restaurants. Like, I know. I was a sports writer making $13,000, okay?
Right.
You know, well, to tell you what, they got a good wing place.
Yeah.
I can tell you where the Pizza Hut is.
Right,
You know,
right.
so, but I mean, that was the conversation. And then the next thing you know, it keeps moving, and the Jags are here. So,
It's remarkable, and the city's love for football. It's just such a part of our DNA is a city, and it's amazing stuff. And they were an incredible underdog story.
all right, no Lee Smith today. Lee's playing in a golf tournament out of town, so we're going to do headlines in the 3 o'clock hour. But after this quick timeout, I want to hear from Eric Murray. Back to Jags and Bengals. That's after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Folks, are you looking for a better used car shopping experience? Well, you'll find it at Nimnick Buick GMC, Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Now, with Car Bravo and Nimnick, you'll save big and drive home with a smile. Nimnick Buick GMC can certify all makes and models. That means Honda, Toyota, Kia, Mazda, Ford. That's right, all makes, all models. Are you trading in your old vehicle? Well, don't forget, who gives you more top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com or visit their showroom off of Phillips Highway. And remember, there's a lot of ways to get used cars, but there's no better way than to do it with Car Bravo, and Nimnick is the place to get your Car Bravo car for you. Head there today. All makes and models. They've got them all, and they've got them at Nimnick. So what's the best place to get cars, trucks, SUVs? Well, that's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
It's a clash of the big cats, spots, and stripes. Who rules the jungle? Find out Sunday at 1. Jaguars, Bengals, on the home of the Jaguars, 1010 XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Doll here. Watch the Teal and Black with me this Sunday on the 396-inch TV at Frontrunners Tap House. Grab food, cold drinks, and join me for the 1 p.m. kickoff. See you Sunday at Frontrunners.
Jacksonville, archery season is here, and nobody does archery like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. Come test shoot the newest bows from Matthews, Hoyt, Raven, and all the top brands. And starting this month, take advantage of Florida's sales tax holiday on all Second Amendment related items, running now through the end of the year. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Josie, for Hard Rock Bet football season is here. You've been waiting a long time, and now you can get in on the action. The NFL season underway. College football already a couple of weeks in. Log on to hardrock.bet. A $5 winning bet. You'll score an extra $150 in bonus bets. That's a winning bet and a boosted bankroll. That's how you kick off the season. All at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Huntington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
The Jaguars should not blitz Joe Burrow on Sunday. He is way too good at picking it apart. You're still in your second game under Anthony Campanile. I think the Jaguars can get pressure on Burrow with their front four. I thought Armstead looked better than what I thought in terms of providing some inside push. It helped on the Smoot sack. Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines-Allen, this is where you need to step up because I don't think the Jaguars can afford to blitz Burrow. He is going to see it coming. He is going to make you pay for it. And I think Cincinnati's offensive line can be had with the Jaguars just for pass rush. I think it's a huge key to the game. I know as a defensive coordinator, you don't like to play passive like that, but I think in this instance, let that Jag secondary work. Let the front four get to Burrow, and I think they can do it.
Get home with 4. That should be the key. And if you do, some of those terrific secondary players could show up. I was impressed with the secondary. Among them, Eric Murray, who I thought had a fantastic game in his first game as a safety for the Jaguars, and he's the subject of this Hayes one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
All right, we're pleased to be joined with Jaguars safety Eric Murray here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. Great to meet you. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you as well. I'm doing well.
You enjoying Jacksonville so far?
It's been nice. Good weather.
That was quite a week one win, Eric. You had some great plays, but let's talk about defensively as a whole. How'd you feel like it went for you guys against the Panthers?
I thought it was a solid effort. Everybody was flying around, having good energy and putting our blueprint that we want to be for the rest of the season. So.
You did something very difficult. You had some great hits, but they were clean hits. How fine a line is that now at the safety position for you guys?
I mean, it's tough. It's always a bang bang play. So being able to line somebody up and not get penalized for it, and still exhibit the physicality of football. I mean, that's just what people love about football. So I'm glad I was able to show some of that.
Yeah, and Foye made a nice play off of what was that like seeing him scoop that ball?
No, it was great. Just like I said, the defense flew around. Everybody was playing as one, and we're going to need that going forward.
Yeah, it seems like Jordan Lewis is really, like you, brought a lot as a first-year Jaguar. What stands out to you about Jordan as a teammate?
Just his personality and his style of leadership. He's very all-encompassing. He likes to have everybody included. And I think that's just created kind of an open door between everybody in the room. So,
How was the communication with Anthony Campanile? First time as a D coordinator, but it looked like you guys kept the Panthers on their toes the whole time.
Same. Like, he's just a very open guy, very transparent guy, says what he means. So when you have communicators like that, it's easy, to be good and actually go out there and execute your job.
What was it like watching the film with your guys as a defense and seeing the good things? What kind of, was there anything that surprised you in a positive way?
I wouldn't say it was a surprise. I just think it's good to just get out there and, get the first game out the way and actually play football. All the preseason stuff and all that chatter beforehand. It just goes out the window. Let's just play.
Yeah, absolutely. In a big game Sunday, 1-0 versus 1-0. There's only 4 games like that on the slate this week. What kind of challenges will Cincinnati present?
They got a good quarterback, got good skill, and they have experience from what they've done in the past. So it's always a challenge, and we're up for it.
Do you have a history playing against? Have you faced Burrow before? And if so, what's that been like? What makes him a special quarterback?
The years we faced him, I was injured, so I never really got to face him. So this will really be my first time ever playing against Joe. But he's a smart, cerebral guy. He understands where he's going with the football, and anytime you can have a quarterback that understands where he goes, he can neutralize your rush. So just making it tough on him, make him hold the ball, and get pressure on him.
Jamar and TJ Miami didn't have huge games in their win over Cleveland, but you know it's obviously going to be a point of emphasis. Is that something that shows up on your radar even more when two-star players really, don't have the production in a game before?
I mean, everybody in the league understands what type of players they are and what type of challenge they are. So, just sink our teeth into the game plan and go out there and execute. That's all you can do.
And at tight end, Noah Fant's kind of an interesting guy. He's still just 27 and caught a touchdown last week for them. What do they do well at the tight end position from what you've seen?
Just their size and versatility at tight end. Most tight ends, they're either really big or, and can't move. But these guys seem to be, more hybrid pass-catching type tight ends. So that's really the challenge that they present at tight end.
Who have you gotten, really tight with, Eric, since you've been here?
Jordan. Yeah, Jordan. That's my man. We both from the Midwest. So just as soon as we got in, he's his 9th year, I'm my 10th year. So we just really gelled. And we have a great time together all the time.
And you guys are obviously great resources for Travis. What's it been like seeing Travis acclimate and what he's attempting to do?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, his transition is tough. Regardless of how much experience me or Jordan has, we've never done that, right? So we just try to be as helpful as we can and, whatever questions he has for defense, try to give him all the bolts and nuts of that. So,
Eric Murray, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you Sunday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the chance to speak to Eric Murray for the first time. And again, great debut. Really, the entire first-year free agent crop that James Gladstone, Liam Cohen, and Tony Baselli brought in, they all hit in week one. I mean, Smoot had the sack. Jordan Lewis played an incredible game. And Eric Murray, 7 tackles, 1 quarterback hit, 2 pass deflections, one of which led to a Foye Oluokun interception. It's very encouraging what we have seen so far.
We'll take a break. I'm going to keep it on the Jaguars. We'll talk about Trevor Lawrence and the significance of this game for him after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
First-round draft pick Eric Armstead joins the undrafted free agent Tom McManus on Helmets and Heels with Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl. Fridays at 3, tuned up by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Sports fans, this is David Garrard here. And if you're suffering from orthopedic soreness, make an appointment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where everyone is treated like a pro.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The Friday Night Lights are shining even brighter as 1010XL has partnered with Channel 4 to bring you Friday Night Lights, a live streaming show at 7 o'clock every Friday, presented by Farrah and Farrah on the social media channels of 1010XL and Channel 4.
Yo, it's your main man, E to the T here. And have you been to Clay County lately? It's the perfect escape and just a short drive away. Hiking, paddling, fishing, and plenty more ways to enjoy the outdoors. This month, you can take on the Whistling Death 5 and 10K. Dig into bold flavors at the annual Soul Food Festival and enjoy fall festivals all across the county. Make the call this weekend and enjoy great times and make wonderful new memories, all in our area. Check out exploreclay.com to plan your weekend adventure. That's exploreclay.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
ET here for Twin Peaks. And are you or someone you know looking for a job where you can have a lot of fun and make great money? Well, Twin Peaks is the place for you. Twin Peaks girls, cooks, busters, barbacks, and more. Text WORK4TP to 85000 to apply. An equal opportunity employer.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
There's certain places if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bolt City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp start their series with the Memphis Redbirds up 2-0 after a thrilling 9-8 comeback walk-off win 9-8 last night. Head down to the VyStar Ballpark for Game 3 tonight for Coors Light Thirsty Thursday with first pitch crossing home plate at 7:05. It's 81 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
I sure appreciate Greg Stanley and all those great folks from Stanley Pools. That's the pool company to know in Jacksonville. Stanley Pools since 1988. Bob Stanley started it, God rest his soul, and my goodness, they do a great job. Greg and company still doing a great job running that wonderful company. Stanley Pools, always our Thursday sponsor on the program. Frangie, Carline, and LaSelva with you. Headlines coming up in a few minutes, but before we do, Trevor Lawrence, I still think is going to be an elite quarterback in the NFL. I believe that in all my heart. I think the goods are there. I know how hard he works at it. I think he's got the right coach now. I think he's on his way to having a good year. We're not that far removed from 25 touchdowns and 8 picks 2 years ago and over 4,000 yards, his career best. This is the same guy, only he's 2 years older. I think he's going to get there. But I think the public doubts that a little bit. If not the local Jacksonville public, certainly the NFL public at large has their questions. There's been a lot. We talked about it earlier. Some people in the media, some in the fan bases think he's just okay. Well, you have two ways. You have 2 games now that I think everyone's going to pay attention to. Not a lot of people are going to watch this one, but they're going to see the stats from this one, and they're going to know who won this one. In a few weeks, you're going to play a game everybody's watching head-to-head against Patrick Mahomes. So you've got Patrick Mahomes. Well, you've got Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes in a 3-game stretch. I don't think you're going to have Brock Purdy, but you're going to have Patrick. You're going to have Joe Burrow. That's all right. Purdy's afterwards. You get Seattle, but my bad. I'm getting all mixed up. You got C.J. Stroud coming before that. I'm getting all mixed up.
Purdy could miss the Jaguars game if it's on the back end of the 2 to 5 week range.
But forget Stroud and Seattle and Mahomes, Purdy and Mahomes for a minute. You've got Joe Burrow this week. That's what you do have. And it's Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow in Cincinnati at 1 o'clock on Sunday, a game that everybody's going to notice the stats. Everybody's going to pay attention to who wins. I think it is a great opportunity for Trevor Lawrence to stake his claim. If the Jaguars beat the Bengals and it's Trevor versus Joe head-to-head, it doesn't matter the stats. It doesn't matter the numbers. What matters is who wins the game. Patrick Mahomes has won a Super Bowl where his numbers weren't very good. So what matters is who wins the game. And this doesn't mean if they lose the game, he's failed and all of a sudden he's not going to be an elite quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. But if you win the game here and you go to 2-0 and you keep the Bengals from 2-0 and you do it on their turf against their star quarterback. And one other note to that, the Bengals weren't very good offensively last week. 90-some-odd passing yards, 113 total yards for Burrow. I promise you the Bengals are ticked off. The Bengals are I'll bet the Bengals come out throwing. I'll bet they come out firing. I'll bet they come out no huddle. Don't you think? Because they're really annoyed with what happened last week against Cleveland. What an opportunity. And you're right. Just seeing what you said at the top is true. It's not just Trevor. It's an opportunity for the Jags, for Liam Cohen, for the brand to get attention. I agree with all that. But for the sake of this topic and this segment, this moment, what an opportunity for Trevor Lawrence, who's been doubted in many corners, to change those doubters.
Without a doubt. I mean, if you get photos and video of Burrow congratulating Trevor on the win when they meet at midfield to shake hands after the game, that's going to resonate throughout the league. I think it certainly could happen because I think Trevor is armed with by far the best ground game. You look at what Cincinnati did last week against Cleveland. They're last in the NFL entering week 2 in yards per carry, averaging 2.0. Meanwhile, the Jaguars just ran for 200 yards. And so in looking at it, that I think is going to really be huge in this game and why Trevor could get a victory over Joe Burrow, because I think Cincinnati as an offensive line is struggling. And I don't think you can chalk all of it up to, they were going against Myles Garrett. Yeah, that plays a role, but I think Cincinnati has offensive line issues. I think they're going to struggle to block a lot of teams. They have for years, and I don't think it's been fixed. And so I think it's there. I mean, I think the Jaguars front can make life difficult on Chase Brown, and if Cincinnati is in perpetual long down and distance situations, then you just hope Burrow isn't a magician, which he might be. They might be 10 of 18 on third down anyway, even if the average conversion is 8.7 yards. But that's where I think Trevor has a little bit of an advantage here, even though he's playing on the road, because I think Liam Cohen's ground game scheme and the personnel the Jaguars have can give Cincinnati's defense a lot of issues. And so, and then obviously if Cincinnati has to devote more resources to playing the run, then with Trevor, with the weapons that they have, eventually he's going to get it figured out with BTJ. Travis Hunter caught 6 passes in his first game. He's going to be more comfortable and ready. Brenton Strange you got to love his development. And De'Ami Brown had some big conversions against Carolina. So I think there's more good things going for the Jaguars based on week 1. And again, Cleveland and Carolina, to me, they play differently. They're different styles. But from how good they are, I think they're in the same boat. I think Cleveland is probably a little bit better, but I don't think it's not like Cincinnati played Philadelphia in week 1 and the Jaguars played Carolina. So I do think that, again, it was 1 week, but I think a lot of the data reflects very favorably for the Jaguars in this matchup. And I think it's gotten to Zach Taylor. I mean, Zach Taylor imploring his fans, be in your seats, be loud when the game starts. He called them out. He was like, I don't want to see, at 10 minutes into the game and there's people still on the escalators. Why is he saying that? Because he knows if Liam Cohen wins that toss, he's taking the ball. And Zach Taylor wants his fans loud from the first play of the game because he knows what's coming, which is a 10-play, 75-yard drive to start the game where ETN or somebody else is celebrating in the end zone and Cincinnati's down 7-0. Zach Taylor knows it's coming.
And I can tell you, if you are correct, and I sense that you are, then I think there is a very legitimate belief that that's who the Jaguars are. And so that's a great take, because if it happens again, then that becomes the worry with the Jaguars. That's a great take on Zach Taylor and the fans, and you're right about that. So this is an opportunity. I mean, listen, I firmly believe, and I know who I am. I'm the glasses half full guy, so I always think this. I know I'm Sunshine Rainbows guy. I've always admitted it. But I do believe with the coaching he's getting, with the people on the periphery around him, that Trevor Lawrence has a real opportunity now to finally become what he always believed he could be and what we always believed he could be. I believed it after 1 year with Doug Peterson too. I after the first year with Doug Peterson, I said, oh my goodness, what kind of numbers is this guy?
Yeah, look good.
He wasn't ever going to do it under Urban, but he's going to do it under this guy. And then it got stalled. I believe it's going to happen. He's got to play better. He made some mistakes. He missed some throws last week. He missed some guys that he didn't see last week. He should have gotten rid of the grounding. You got to get rid of that ball earlier. That was a mistake. On the interception, he probably, even though Travis Hunter had a step, he probably picked the wrong guy. He had Brian Thomas Jr. on a crosser that he didn't see. And if he does pick Travis Hunter, he's got to throw it out further and give Travis a chance to run under it. But that's okay. You're going to make mistakes. Yeah, overall, he played pretty well. If he can continue to play well and continue to grow, and I think he's going to. We'll see if that happens. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Hayes has headlines. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Class, and I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Injuries on the playing field can affect a team's place in the standings.
It's part of the game, though, rehab.
Listen for the Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville, the official personal injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6 months financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, every day feels like the weekend. Fresh, never frozen chicken wings, tossed in over 30 bold flavors, paired with ice-cold beer and handcrafted cocktails. All in a laid-back, beachy atmosphere. And with every game on the big screens, it's the ultimate escape. And you're home for sports, too. Great food, cold drinks, and all the games. That's Hurricane Grill and Wings. Escape the ordinary and find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We've got Frank Frangie and JJ LaSelva. I'm Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we are going to start with the Jaguars and sounds of the game. What a phenomenal job that the Jags digital department did on that. A spectacular watch, Jaguar fans, if you haven't seen it yet. Really takes you behind the scenes and just some incredible in-game action as well.
Yeah, I really thought they do a great job. I think they're as good as I've ever been around at knowing the way they mic the coaches, and give Liam credit for this, for allowing as much access as he has. They have great. You can't do stuff without access. But that team, Patrick and his team, they are really good at it. They really, really are. And the things you hear Liam talk to the team before the game, after the game, the players and coaches talk to each other during the game, the players talking to each other during the game. If you're a Jaguars fan, if you're a football fan, I implore you to watch it. You go watch it. It's on YouTube. If you don't know how to find it, go to YouTube and search Jaguar Sound of the Game, and you'll see it. They do a fantastic, fantastic job. And you get it every week, but it really tells you the story of the game in ways you will not understand unless you watch this. I mean, that department's good, man. I say it all the time. I brag on them because they're my buddies, and I see them on the plane, and I'm around them a lot. But and Patrick and Dave are two of my really good friends. But I'm just telling you, man, they are really good at it. And go watch Sounds of the Game. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the part where Brenton Strange just kills the guy on the block, and Trevor's like,
I've never seen anything like it. He said, I've never seen anything like that before. Did you guys see that? I've never seen anything like it. You got. I mean, that's a perfect example. Brenton Strange destroys the guy on the block, and Trevor Lawrence goes around telling people, "Can you believe that?" I mean, in the game while he's on the field. So yeah. You really would love it. Go watch it.
And Shad in the post-game locker room. I hope that they have finally found the right formula, because it would be so cool if Shad Khan got. I mean, obviously the fan base before anybody else, but Shad has put so much time and effort into this and has never had the right combination for any length of time. And if he were able to, have 4, 5, 6 years where you really hired like the next great thing in the NFL,
that'd be great. I agree with you.
It'd be very cool. But yeah, Shad was a lot of fun in the locker room as well, giving Liam Cohen the game ball. Let's get it to the Jaguars today. The coordinators met with reporters. We're going to start on the offensive side of the ball with coordinator Grant Udisky talking about the rookie running backs, Bayshul Tootin and LaQuint Allen, now after Tank Bigsby has been traded.
I think for Tootin, you see the athleticism, the explosiveness, the ball carrier ability, vision, all of those things that will only continue to get better as he becomes more comfortable with our run scheme. He's also another guy that's improved in the pass game, whether it's routes or protection, doing things that he hasn't been asked to do before. So his progression in that mentally and physically has been awesome to see. LaQuint, you love the physicality, the protection, the route ability out of the backfield, and then same thing for him in the run game, getting some opportunities to run different run concepts and schemes where maybe he didn't get a bunch of reps that the other guys got during training camp, but as he's gotten those reps, he's gotten better and better.
And I will tell you, there is pressure on those two rookies now. I mean, they're really good players, and we've raved about them ever since they got drafted, particularly all through camp. But now you're RB2 and RB3. They're probably only going to, I'm guessing they're only going to dress 3.
Yeah.
So you're 2 of the 3. So, I mean, there's pressure. I mean, you are one twisted ankle, and I hope it doesn't happen. I mean, you're going to play a lot either way. Allen's going to be the third down back, and Tootin is going to get some carries. But you're a twisted ankle of Travis Etienne away from being nothing but rookies in that backfield. So exciting times, exciting opportunities, but pressure too on those rookies.
And it's a great point. Big challenge for LaQuinn Allen, because now Cincinnati knows exactly what his role is, and they're gonna have a plan for the rookie to try and fool him from a pass protection standpoint. Tootin, it's going to be harder because he was only out there for 4 snaps. So, but I think for LaQuinn Allen this week, because it's a big key, I think, to Sunday's game, is how Tootin and Allen handle the battlefield promotion, so to speak.
No question. Again, you're only down one running back. So, I mean, Tank Bigsby only carried it 5 times. But now the emotional fact that you're next in line, both these guys are, that's a big part of the game.
And the opponent's working on you now.
Yeah, that's right.
You're heightened, so it's going to be interesting. Let's get to the defensive side of the ball. Defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile met with reporters as well. He talked about getting 3 turnovers in the win over Carolina.
That's always a great thing. You know what I mean? They've been working hard on it. It's good to see them get rewarded on that end of it. But again, like anything else, we got to keep doing that. You know, we have to keep attacking the ball. We have to continue to play with vision. And if we're in the right position, you know, and our eyes are right, we're going to have opportunities, hopefully, to make plays on the football. And we have to keep doing that if we're going to be a successful defense. But I think that it is a good thing for the guys to get rewarded on that.
Yeah, here's the challenge for Anthony Campanile's group, Hayes. You just played, if not the worst quarterback in the league, a guy in the lower 3 or 4. You're about to play, if not the best quarterback in the league, the guy in the upper 3 or 4. You just played a team that was going to try and run it and take air out of the ball. I think you play a team now that's going to attack. So it's the change in what you're facing could not be any more extreme than what, I mean, you had a home game against a bad passing team. You're now about to have a road game against an excellent passing team. So a different challenge for sure.
Without a doubt, a massive challenge for Campanile in his second game as defensive coordinator, going to play Joe Burrow. Can't wait to see how it goes. Let's get it to around the NFL. Week 2 kicks off tonight with a great matchup. Washington at Green Bay.
I'm really looking forward to it. You said it earlier. 2 young, good quarterbacks, man. This may be 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks year in and year out. Jaden Daniels, without a doubt, will be. And I think Jordan Love's awfully good, too. This is 2 really good, highly drafted, highly thought of young quarterbacks on two rising teams, 2 rising, emerging teams. So terrific Thursday night.
Do you think Washington can get it done on the road, pull the upset?
I think Green Bay's going to win the game.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Green Bay's going to win.
I do too, but I think they're both really good clubs. I think they'll both be in the playoffs. Let's get it to, feels like we go to San Francisco every day, but poor 49ers. It's like every day there's another layer to their injury report. Ian Rappaport tweeted out earlier today, 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy could miss as much as 5 weeks with his toe injury. He's also got a shoulder injury. So Mac Jones is in line to get perhaps a long look for San Francisco. And keep in mind, the Jaguars travel to the 49ers in week 4. So Brock Purdy, we already know George Kittle is not going to play in that game. We already know Brandon Ayuk is not going to play in that game. 49ers may also not have Brock Purdy against the Jaguars.
Football has a sense of humor, doesn't it? After all that happened, wouldn't it be something if Mac Jones played against the Jaguars? After all that, wouldn't it be something if the Jags played against Mac Jones? And by the way, my guess is he's going to. Turf toes, my experience in reporting on them and hearing about them and broadcasting shows when that's the topic, that's one that tends to go longer than you would expect. Some injuries, when you hear 3 to 4, you think maybe 2 to 3. Turf toe is one of those ones that just seems to linger, and it does. So I would not be surprised at all if there's no Brock Purdy when the Jags travel to Santa Clara.
I would agree with you because there's not a lot of great blood flow in that part of your foot. Right. And it's an agonizing injury. It's really hard from a pain tolerance standpoint. So yeah, Brock Purdy could be on the shelf for a while. In San Francisco, good injury news in Tampa Bay. Receiver Chris Godwin will practice today in limited fashion. It's part of his return to play protocol. I don't think they expect that he's going to be active on Monday night when they play in Houston. But a good sign for Tampa Bay's offense that Godwin getting closer to a return after that devastating injury at the middle point of last season.
Yeah, he's had a lot of stuff, and he's said a lot of stuff. One big thing And he's a good player. Chris Godwin, very important player to the Bucs.
Hey, did you know that people like watching the NFL in this country?
I did not.
Week 1 was
on
a
TV?
huge rating success with an average of over 22 million people watching the games in exclusive windows. Dallas, Philadelphia led the way with 28 million viewers. Just astonishing. You keep thinking that there's going to be a cap on this at some point. And the popularity of the league just grows and grows with each passing year.
It's amazing how much people love the sport. And fantasy's had a lot to do with it, but not everything to do with it. The sport has grown exponentially. Not surprising at all.
Let's get into college football. We're 48 hours away from the Georgia Bulldogs walking into Neyland Stadium for one of the SEC's most anticipated showdowns of the season. Georgia, Tennessee. Frank, what would this win mean for the Vols?
I think it's a gigantic win. And in Rocky Top, and I look, it's funny how things work out. I think this guy, Joey Aguilar, is really good. I think he fits them perfectly. I think he's better than Nico was going to be. It's a gigantic win because this would be a win. Jeff Danzler said it best yesterday on the program. There was a stretch there where they lost 28 of 30 to Alabama and Florida, but they finally got them last year. Well, they've lost 8 in a row to Georgia. So that's the last hill to conquer for the Vols, and that's a gigantic game for Tennessee.
I'm going to give you the ultimate hypothetical with the Gators.
Love it. I love hypotheticals, and I love ultimate.
We've already been thrown some curveballs. This would be the biggest curveball. What if South Florida beats Miami and Florida beats LSU on Saturday? Do Florida fans calm down?
Well, people brought that up. Number one, yes. They calm down a little. Not just Florida fans. Fans never completely calm down. They have long memories. But if South Florida wins in Miami and Florida beats LSU, where you're going with this is the narrative then is, okay, the South Florida loss at home is
now
more,
a top 10
it's more
loss.
It's more palatable.
Right.
And you just proved you can beat anybody. So, yes, I think I don't think either one of those are going to happen.
I don't either.
I think there's an outside chance Florida could win. There's no I was not impressed with South Florida.
They have no chance to be
I was not impressed with them.
Totally agree.
I thought Florida shot themselves in the end.
I mean, unless Miami hands it to them. If Miami's -4 in the turnover battle, they could lose the game.
I thought DJ Lagway was terrible. I thought the play calling was terrible. I thought Florida had to play a really lousy game, and they had to have 2 or 3 really bad breaks. I thought Florida had to play a really lousy game to lose. I was way more impressed with South Florida watching them against Boise than I was watching them beat Florida. I thought Florida, I don't know if they got lucky. They hung in the game. They made the plays you need to made the plays you need to make to win the game. But I think Miami beats them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. What's the line?
I think Miami's
18
or 17 and a half. That's what it was. That's what it was on Saturday.
But I think Miami covers. Florida didn't even win the game. I think Miami covers.
Yeah.
USF's not going to be able to score 18 and win.
Right.
Yes,
that's for sure.
No doubt about it. We are back on Lane Kiffin Watch, Florida fans. So if you're looking for something to do on Saturday night outside of your game, Arkansas at Ole Miss, 7 p.m.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm like you. I feel like I'm going to start watching. Like I said I thought Gruden would be in the mix. I do. I think Jed Fish will be in the mix. I think Dillingham and Braum and Drinkwitz will be in the mix if he gets fired. But if you asked me to bet my money would be on Lane Kiffin being the next coach. So it's hard not to watch his stuff.
Absolutely. Let's get it to Major League Baseball. Paul Skeens passes 200 strikeouts on the season in a Pirates 2-1 loss to Baltimore in 10 innings. Skeens lowered his MLB best ERA to 1.92.
And I watched the whole thing. It's amazing how good he is. He's the best pitcher in baseball. He's one of the best pitchers in the last 20 years. I mean, he is. It's amazing how good he is. I'm telling you, I've watched a lot of baseball over the years, bro. And watching good hitters, have no chance against him. I mean, a week ago the Dodgers were in town, okay? And watching 1, 2, 3, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. Let me tell you that again. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. That's the top 3 in the order. Had no chance against him. When those guys have no chance against you, you're pretty good. It's amazing how good he should win the Cy Young. I don't care what his win-loss record.
Pirates lost, by the way.
They did. That's what he said. 2-1. They always lose.
Well, even in the story,
Did one run to put one run of runs.
He's 10-9.
Even in the story, it says NL Cy Young favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, even the
He should win it.
reporters are now saying.
I don't even know who's second.
Yeah, well, if Zach Wheeler hadn't gotten hurt or hadn't had the blood clot, that would have been a good race. With him now out,
and Sale got hurt too.
Skeen should win it easily.
And it looks like Pittsburgh is now kind of going to start to lower Skeens' workload. Do you like that to keep him healthy for next year?
Why not?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm surprised he's even still starting.
He pitched five. Well, I think they want him to win the award.
Yeah.
He pitched 5 innings yesterday.
Yeah, it was only like 64 pitches.
Yeah, he could have pitched 8.
He's probably got like 2 starts left.
But you know what? It does make sense. Your team sucks. Your season's bad again.
The last thing you need.
Well, why not protect him for? God forbid you're good next year.
Right.
You know, and the off chance that I don't know
he has
you find
Tommy John.
in the off chance that you find a hitter.
Yeah.
Might as well keep him healthy for that.
We've got a fun baseball flashback today because on this date, back in 1993, Chipper Jones makes his MLB debut. He was 21 at the time. Chipper was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2018.
Chipper Jones, such a great player. First pick in the draft. You know what his signing bonus was?
No.
Take a guess.
$7 million?
What do you think? Signing bonus for Chipper Jones. Take a guess, JJ.
Like $1 million.
Okay, $280.
Wow.
$280,000.
Oh, wow.
Didn't he have a chance to play football at Florida State?
Miami.
Wow.
$280,000.
How about that?
That was it. His bonus was his signing bonus was
That's the number one pick.
$280,000.
That's amazing.
That was 93.
Yeah.
But it was his bonus signing bonus was $280,000.
I was way off.
Come save the Braves, Chipper, please.
Absolutely.
And he did.
Yeah, we'll get
We
you.
need him again.
Yeah, we'll get you out on our musical note of the day. We're going to celebrate another fantastic music anniversary in our city because on this date, back in 1964, the Beatles performed at the Gator Bowl in front of over 20,000 fans. The Beatles performed a 12-song set, opening it with this classic, Twist and Shout.
I think this is the day Hurricane Dora it just hit.
That's right.
And
there was a lot of obstacles
Hurricane
to
Dora
even have
hit
the concert.
and they came and had it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, after the Hurricane Dora hadn't shaken off the doggone boys from Liverpool now, okay? It's just a hurricane. It's just the worst hurricane ever hit the Northeast Florida. That's not chasing those guys off. Well done, as always.
Thanks.
Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
The Florida Gators.
He made the catch.
It's a duel in Death Valley.
To the house. Touchdown. Gators.
Florida LSU, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving? Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, ProMasters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here. Only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do. Stop in at a Circle K and make yours a dandy today.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Frank Frangie here. When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter, the area's most trusted service company. They're licensed, insured, and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations and full air conditioning service, they do it all. And with Duck Duck, it's done right. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. If the Jags trust Duck Duck Rooter, so can you.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. 1010
Take.
The 1010 Take is sponsored by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com. I made this comment about Trevor Lawrence. Let me make it right now about DJ Lagway. Important moment for DJ Lagway, too. Just like Trevor, he's on the road. Just like Trevor, there are some in the periphery that are doubting him. And just like Trevor, he's going against one of the best quarterbacks he's going to play all year and one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Not ironically or coincidentally, it's an LSU guy, just like Trevor's going against. People are now doubting whether DJ Lagway is a great player. In fact, they're even doubting whether he's a good player. We've made enough excuses for him. He hasn't practiced. He's been down. He hasn't had reps. He's only a second-year player. He's playing for a bad offensive coordinator. Okay, all that's true. But he wasn't very good against USF. He missed some open throws. He didn't see some open guys. Chris Doring does a great thing on Twitter where he shows 4 times that the one throw to the corner of the end zone to the tight end was over the wrong shoulder, that he overthrew Vernell Brown. Vernell could have caught it, but he overthrew the other tight end in the corner of the end zone. He missed some open guys. DJ Lagway has not looked good in 2 games now. This is an important game for him. If DJ Lagway, in the court of public opinion, it's on ABC at 7:30 on a Saturday night with everybody watching. If DJ Lagway wants to get mentioned in the same breath as some of these good quarterbacks, no more excuses. No more, well, he hasn't practiced enough. Well, he's been playing hurt. Well, Billy Napier's not a very good coordinator. All that's true. But the excuses are over for number 2. You have a chance to really get everyone's attention. Go beat Garrett Nussmeier and LSU on the road at night in Baton Rouge on a Saturday night, and people will think differently about you. A lot of pressure on DJ. Forget all the Napier stuff, at least for a moment. DJ Lagway has to play better, and that's the 10-10 take.
Yeah, I think it's a good one because I've talked about his lack of practice, but at some point that wears off, and it wears off now. I mean, you had probably 10 days before the opener to practice. You've had the week of after the Long Island game. You've had this week. So you've had 2 weeks of the regular season, and you probably had the last 10 days of what would camp and then into the Long Island, the first week getting ready for Long Island. So now you've been out there for 3 weeks. You've played in 2 games. the rust should be off. Right. If you don't look right, if you're missing throws on Saturday, it's either you're not good or there is a health issue. And if there's a health issue, he shouldn't be out there. So, I mean, we've now reached the point with it, and this isn't fair, but Tramel Jones looked fantastic against Long Island, and I get it. It's Long Island. But I think if you're Billy Napier, if Lagway is wild with his accuracy as he has been in that first half, and you go into the half and it's 17-3 LSU, you're at the point you got to start thinking about playing Tramel Jones.
You really do.
Yes, the rust, I think it was legitimate. I just don't think a player that young can just not practice all of spring and miss 90% of fall camp and be expected to be sharp in your first couple of games. But yes, there is a finite limit to that, and we have reached it. So if Lagway doesn't look good on Saturday, if you're Billy Napier, you got to go to your bench.
Yeah, man. And now, particularly now that even though young, it looks like you got a guy that you can go to. One other thought about the whole Florida thing and Napier and the coaching and all that. Scott Carter said something. I was on a podcast with he and Buddy Martin and Allie Peak Wilbur and last night, talking just Gator stuff. And Scott made a point that he's been making. I just hadn't heard him say this. Scott said last night, he said, I've been saying this and I'll stand by it. Jaden Baugh is the best running back at Florida since Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor got to Florida 31 years ago. You realize that? Fred Taylor got on the Florida campus 31 years ago. And he's been gone from the Florida campus for 34 years. Okay. Scott Carter, who knows it, covers it as closely as anybody, says Jaden Baugh is the best running back at Florida since Fred Taylor. So I got thinking about that. I think he's right. I can't think of a running back since Fred Taylor graduated in 1997 that has been a better football player than what I think Jaden Baugh is. You agree with that? I mean, I'm going through it.
It's close to. It's not a definitive. I mean, I loved Teatric Faison.
No chance he was as good as this guy.
Yeah.
Because they don't even have an NFL back. See, I mean, Damian Pierce is on a team. Malik Davis is on a team, but they don't even have an NFL starting back since then. I don't think.
Yeah.
So the point is, he's really good.
The point is maybe he shouldn't disappear for an hour.
Yeah, and Billy Napier said, "No, we rotate. Well, listen, you got to." Again, Bill, if you want to get fired,
right?
If you're trying to get fired, then keep rotating Jacoby Jackson every other series. That's got to stop. And it's not because Billy. We all know how stubborn Billy is, and because of how stubborn it is, it's not going to stop. But I'd hand it to Jaden Baugh. I've been saying this though. I didn't say I'd hand it to Jaden Baugh 25 times.
Right.
And if I give it to Jaden Baugh 20 times and Jacoby Jackson 7, that's probably about the right. But that's not what they're doing. And so again, Billy Napier by next year is going to be the running backs coach at Georgia, and we all know that. He's going to be, or the tight ends coach at Alabama. We know that's probably where he's going to be in 2026. But and the reason he's going to be the tight ends coach at Alabama or Auburn or the running backs coach at Georgia is for stuff like this. But my goodness, if I had Jaden Baugh, he would have the ball. Boy, would he have the ball.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's ridiculous that he can just disappear for 2 or 3 series. The fans should never have to ask, is Jaden Baugh hurt?
I tweeted it. I thought he was hurt because...
How could you think anything else? It made no sense. Every so often, fine. But you've got to treat this guy like the Eagles treat Saquon Barkley.
Correct.
Like maybe between the 40s is when you bring in Jacoby Jackson for a spell.
Right.
But you need Jaden Baugh to get you to the 40. And then once you're beyond the opponent 40, you need Jaden Baugh back in the game to finish that drive. That's his break. And that's what the NFL does with every great back in this league.
Correct.
They come out between the 40s. Other than that, they're in the game.
Yeah.
And yes, absolutely, Billy Napier needs to come around on that. I have no hope that he will.
Billy's old school guy, because back in 1932, Bear Bryant alternated his running backs or whatever, and that's how Billy coaches, you know. So, but anyway, back to Lagway. DJ Lagway has not looked good. He has not looked like he's in command. He's missed throws. He hasn't looked like a good runner. His balls haven't spiraled. He's missed open guys.
He's looked awful. I'm a huge Lagway fan for what he put on tape last year.
Yeah.
He has looked awful.
Yeah, and
now again, is that my guess is he's a really good player. He may not be amazing like I thought, but he's a really good college player that just hasn't been practicing for a year, and and isn't ready to be out there. But again, that is over. That get out of jail free card has been spent. So now he's got to play to a higher level.
The hardest thing for me with Lagway is the guy before him, Graham Mertz, and the guy who's going to come after him, Tramel Jones, we've seen a little bit. They play like quarterback. They look like quarterbacks. The way they drop back, the way they hold the ball, their throwing motion, their body shapes, they look like quarterbacks. The guy he's getting ready to play against, Garrett Nussmeier, looks like a quarterback. He looks like a outside linebacker playing quarterback. Now, so did Tim Tebow, and he may be the greatest quarterback in school's history, and he looked that way too. That USF quarterback the other day looked like an outside linebacker playing quarterback, and he just beat Florida. So I understand you don't always have to look the same way. Not everybody looks like Shane Matthews and Rex Grossman, and I get the Chris Leak. They don't all look that way. I know that. But he doesn't look the part. His playing style looks weird to me. All of it. Now, last year...
To me, he looks like a kid that just hasn't been doing anything.
Right.
And then they just thought with this supreme arrogance that... And I think in his camp and in Napier's camp...
Agreed.
They'll just put him out there and he'll be great because he's a great player. You got to rep it.
Yeah, and everybody thought they would easily beat USF. And that's the other thing, too, is even if he's a little rusty, it doesn't matter. We may not beat USF 55-0 like we did Long Island, but we'll beat them 31-10. That's what everybody thought. The whole world thought that, and it didn't happen. Let's take a break. 1 segment to go. We'll wrap the program. Don't forget now, Jaguars Happy Hour comes up at 4 o'clock. We'll be back after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Big number one Duval Ford is trusted by Duval families, Duval businesses, and law enforcement across Florida. We're Jacksonville's largest Ford dealer by new Ford sales with the biggest service facility to keep everything in your driveway and in your fleet on the road. Shop big number one Duval Ford on Cassett Avenue for our low prices and nationally recognized service-first experience. Big number one Duval Ford, proudly serving North Florida since 1916.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big...
Whoa! See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium, man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't Oh, no. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, today, Rick Catlet was in. We love having our friend Greg McGarity in, the executive director of the Gator Bowl, but his predecessor was Rick Catlet. Greg was on assignment today, so Rick stopped by and did a fantastic job. Really looked back at the history of the procurement of football in Jacksonville and why the Jaguars are here and how it all started. That was a lot of fun. We talked some college football as well. You heard from Eric Murray, the Jaguars safety, another one of those Hayes terrific one-on-ones. I think he's going to really help this team. He already has started to help them. We had headlines, and we talked a little bit about college football. We talked about Trevor and the strides he can make if he goes head-to-head and beats Burrow. DJ Lagway, the strides he can make if he goes head-to-head and beats Garrett Nussmeier. So fun show today, talking some pro and some college football. Sporting Jack, give me some tickets there. How many you got in there, JJ?
I got
10, 20, 50, 80? Okay. Well, let's start with 4 then.
Yeah, let's do that. I have a family 4-pack of tickets to see Sporting Jacks versus Carolina Ascent Football Club. That is this Saturday at Hodges Stadium. So we call our number 4 right now, 641-1010.
You're going to go see some soccer. 4-pack to the Sporting Jack soccer game on Saturday night, 641-1010. It was kind of cool hearing Rick Catlet tell the story of back in the day. Wasn't it neat?
Really brilliant stuff. Really cool stuff. And again, if you missed it, go back, find it on the app or on the on-demand, because it was fascinating, the history behind getting the team. Again, I knew about the Ursa, I knew about the Colts, did not know about the Oilers, and did not know about the Saints. It's a testament to the power of networking and making friends and staying tenacious with your purpose. And it's a credit because those gentlemen and everybody that was part of that team changed the city forever.
They really did. Without Jay Godbold, without Rick Catlet, without the people in the early moments of Touchdown Jacks, there would not be a team here. There really wouldn't be. And again, the best story he tells is they had everything in place but the owner. And Ron Weaver, a member at Deerwood, he said, my brother, I can call my brother. He can own it. I mean, can you imagine?
That's amazing.
He can own it. And they went and saw Wayne Weaver, and next thing you know, Wayne Weaver's here, and he's the owner, and the other NFL owners fell in love with him, and we have a team. It's pretty amazing stuff. I want to recite what I said earlier in the program. My buddy Brian Sexton, the 19-year play-by-play voice of the Jags, who knows the history of that team better than anybody, made the best comment in the world. He said, Wayne Weaver did 2 great things for the Jaguars. Number one, he came and owned the team and got us a team, and then he went and found Shad Khan, which is really a great take on Wayne Weaver.
Without a doubt. And and now the organization is a couple years away from opening the Stadium of the Future, and it's exciting. We can see the work that's being done on it now, and obviously you can see across the street the 4 seasons.
That's going to be really cool.
I mean, that's gorgeous. And so this is what we've been waiting for now for our lives is Jacksonville, natives, is to see the city's potential finally start to take off. And it's an extraordinary thing. And, we're going to blink, and it's going to be the 2028 home opener.
Isn't that amazing?
And the first game in the new stadium. The stadium of the present.
Yeah. But I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to be in there. I can't wait to call games in there. I can't wait to see the way it's going to feel and look. And here's what's cool. So this year, full capacity. Okay. Next year, it will be reduced capacity, but that means you're going to see all kind of progress. You're going to probably start seeing the roof go on, right? Because they're shutting down the upper deck. I'm trying to remember what Mark Lamping told us when he sat with us the night of the scrimmage. They're shutting down the upper deck, which he did tell us. I'm wondering if that's because you can start building the roof, maybe?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember if he
I'm
said
not sure
that.
where that.
Yeah,
part
me neither.
comes
And
in.
I may be imagining that, but something like
Because he also said they've got to cut through in the corners.
Yeah.
They've got to cut all that out because they want it to be open and create that breeze. So it's going to be awesome to watch it all unfold.
And then in 27, when they play the majority of their home games either in Orlando or Gainesville, there's 1 year where you're displaced. But you're going to be able to, if you're driving down there, if you're around it, you're going to be able to see that beautiful stadium coming up because then it's close. I mean, think about it, when the 27 season ends, although your home games are either in Orlando or Gainesville, when the season ends in December or January or February, whenever it ends, you are 8 months. You're 8, 9 months. I mean, think about that. Because I imagine you're going to play the preseason games there too, which start in August.
Yeah.
So by the time that 27 season ends, that's either in Orlando or Gainesville, you're going to blink and you're 8 months away from playing games in that.
And who knows? They may open it with some spectacular concert in like early August, something like that. So it's going to be, again, we're 3 years away, but we know how life works. 3 years, it's not quite as long as maybe it sounds like.
Maybe they'll bring the Beatles back.
That would be great.
You know what? Why
That
not?
would be great.
There is history. Folks, that'll do it for our program. Thanks for being part of it. But we will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, or let me say normal bat time. Normal bat channel. We'll be here tomorrow from 3 to 6, getting you ready for Jags and Bengals, the first road game, or 4 to 6 rather, first road game of the year, and Gators and LSU, and what a huge game that's going to be. No question about that. Don't go anywhere. Jaguar Happy Hour is coming up right now. JP Shadrick and company will have that for you right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. We'll see you tomorrow. For Hayes and JJ.